Well, hey there. We are headed out here a little bit east of Zion. We were supposed to be leaving on an extended 6 or 7 week trip in the camper, but it's in the shop. Nothing bad. We were just doing some upgrades to it, dialing things in a little bit more, and it took a little longer than expected. Plus, my brother is in town, and he's getting a bunch of work done to his truck and a camper that you guys will soon see. So we ended up being here this weekend when we didn't expect to be. So we got the Tacoma out, we got the 100 series out, my brother's following me, and then we're going to do a little exploring. This is kind of in the same area I think it was one of the first camping trips we did when we moved out here to Utah. But we're going a little further east than where we were before. I looked at the trail this morning on Onyx, and it rates it a 6 out of a 10. I kind of don't believe it. I saw some pictures on Onyx and, a description that someone had out there. I guess we'll see when we get there, but it just sounds like it can get really muddy, and maybe that's why they rated it so high, but we haven't had a lot of rain, so I think we'll be just fine. But, making our way here to the gate at Zion. We'll go through, and we get on the other side of Zion. We'll, little to the east and find our trail. So if you've never driven through Zion, there is a tunnel called the I'm reading the sign here for you, Mount Carmel Tunnel. Carmel?
I can't see it.
But the tunnel has a pretty low height. I think it's like 11 feet in the center, and it's like maybe 9 or something on the side, something like that. Don't take my word for that. But it's low enough that when RVs come through, they can't allow 2-lane traffic. So very often when you're commuting through Zion or just driving through Zion, when you get to the tunnel, you have to wait in a line while they let traffic come from one direction through the tunnel. And then, once they let a group of traffic through, usually with an RV in it, so because it drives in the center of the tunnel, then they let your side go. So we're currently sitting here on the side waiting our turn, and I just saw an RV come by us from the other direction, so sure enough. Once you come out of the Zion tunnel on the east side of it, we actually think it's the much prettier.
Roll the window down.
And there's my brother on the radio interrupting me.
Remember the first time I drove through here in October of 2019.
Reminiscing, apparently. So anyways, I think that, we think this is the much prettier side of the park. So once you kind of get on the other side of the tunnel coming from Hurricane headed east, the landscape is actually very different from one side of the tunnel to the other. I like this side of it a lot more. What do you guys think? So as trusty and reliable as this 100 Series Land Cruiser's been, I think it's got about 315,000 miles on it. It has had a chronic problem in the heat and at elevation, which a lot of 100 Series owners have this problem. The tank overpressurizes. We've replaced every component on this thing, everything having to do with the fuel system pretty much. I mean, we haven't replaced the tank, but we've replaced all the purge valves and charcoal canisters and all these things, and nothing works. So we're having fuel issues with it right now. It runs fine, there's nothing wrong, but it's just venting fuel like crazy. It's boiling off fuel. So we're gonna go ahead, and we just got here to the trailhead. So normally if I just let it, kind of depressurize and cool off a bit, it'll probably be okay from here on out. But so we're gonna be here for a bit. We're gonna air down, and then we're gonna get rolling down this trail, see what it's all about. Here's what we got right here. So, all right, let's get to it. Taking forever. Air down complete, water bottle's full. All right, let's go. You really want to know what Land Cruiser life is like? It's we're at about 6,000 feet. It's like 92 degrees out here. This is classic Hunter Series problems. I've talked to so many Hunter Series owners that have this issue, and I don't think anybody knows how to fix it. I've seen lots of people claim they know how to fix it, but I don't think it actually fixes it. We've tried every fix that we've come across. So frustrating. I thought when we vented it earlier that would kind of be it. It's down to, what's it got, 3/4 of a tank?
Less, like
Less?
almost half now.
Yeah, so we're almost down to half a tank, and it's still pressurizing like crazy. So I don't know, Toyota and these Land Cruisers. Anyways, we're gonna get some lunch. So we're just finishing up lunch here, and the missus over here reminded me that we should probably start answering some questions that people ask us on YouTube. Not that there's that many people following us on YouTube, but we do get a lot of questions. So I guess while we're waiting on the Land Cruiser fuel system to cool down and stop venting, we could tackle a topic. What topic should we tackle?
People always ask, what do you do for work?
People want to know what I do for work. Yep, that's a good question. So I work in technology. I've been working in technology for over 20 years. So, and I'm able to do everything I do remote. So that has kind of given us some flexibility to be able to move around and still have a way to make money, which is a nice benefit. I know not everybody has that, and I'm blessed to have that. But yeah, that's what I do, technology work. And my brother, who is also sitting over here next to me right now, he is in the same boat, also a technology worker.
Also 20 years.
Also about 20 years. Yeah, we got into it about the same time. So I guess that answers that question.
Okay.
We'll take up another one later.
No, one more.
One more?
People want to know, how old are you?
How old am I? People want to know how old I am.
How old you are.
Who has asked me that? I don't know if anybody's asked me that. You're making that up. You just want me to tell people how old I am. I'm almost 50. I'm closer to 50 than I am to 45. Let's just put it that way. How old are you?
I'm not as close to 50 as you are.
Yeah, but you're pretty close.
Nobody asked that question.
And my brother over here, I won't share his age either, but he's about 3.5 years younger than me.
Yeah, very much closer to 45.
Yes. Okay, now that you forced me to answer that question, are we good?
I guess so.
All right, we'll do something else later. All right, we made it to the end. What a view. We got right here is where we're setting up camp, the missus and I. And then let me take you over here and show you where my brother is setting up camp out here on this ledge. We decided to get a little bit of wind shelter. He doesn't want to be wind shelter, but certainly a more awesome view over here. There's the Land Cruiser, and let me show you guys this view out here. Is that awesome or what? So camp's all set up. I think we're just setting about, milling around camp and waiting for the sun to go down because the stargazing is going to be absolutely epic out here. I can't wait. Skies are crystal clear. It's very dark. It will be very dark. No light pollution. And this campsite is pretty daggone clean. I mean, you guys that are out there, you guys all know. I mean, we've seen plenty of trashed campsites. And there's one single piece of trash right here that we've seen. So, I'm gonna do that part. Somebody left a Kool-Aid jammers out here. But that's literally the only trash we've seen out here. And that's kind of refreshing to see. It's nice to see a clean campsite. It's a little bit of a trek out here. We didn't see anybody else on the way out here. So I don't know how common or popular of a spot this is, given it's kind of a good bit, not a lot of technical driving to get out here. It was just, you know, a decently long drive. So probably the worst, and I mean probably the most difficult part of the drive out here was just before we got to the campsite. There was you're making me laugh now. I just said something on film that she didn't like that I said. I said the word butt clenching, and she was like, do we really say butt clenching? And so she's like, just reshoot that segment. So I was going to tell you again about this land bridge that we crossed over as being kind of the only, I don't know what other word to use than butt clenching part of this drive. It wasn't really that bad out here. But I could absolutely certainly see how this could be a nightmare in the rain. You'd probably have a very difficult time getting out here when it was wet. Well, that was a easy dinner, but it was good. Salad, some berries, some chicken. I'm happy. So we're just kind of anxiously awaiting for the sun to go down. I'm really hoping we get some awesome stargazing tonight. The sky has still stayed really clear. I don't know what the moon is doing, so let's hope that the moon is not very bright tonight. But we'll see. So here we are, countdown to dark. Well, I know you can't see me very well, but that's kind of the point. The moment that we've been waiting for all day has finally arrived, and we're gonna sit back and enjoy the night sky. We'll see you all in the morning. Good morning. The stargazing was awesome last night. Fantastic. Nice dark skies, no light pollution, and just, man, the Milky Way was epic. I, saw a few shooting stars, some meteors. Is that what we call them? Meteors or shooting stars? I'm not sure. But just fantastic stargazing, and just one of the awesome things I love about living out in this area now is just seems like a lot of opportunity to get out where there's not a lot of light pollution to enjoy the sky. But now it's morning, the sun's up, we're gonna get some breakfast going, and then we're gonna roll out of camp. But I'm ready to eat.
so yesterday at the store, we found these things, so we're gonna try them out. It's an egg white wrap. So I think it's a wrap made of just egg whites. Instead of cooking eggs this morning, we're gonna use this as the eggs. We're gonna use some sausage. Let's see how it turns out.
I like it.
Is it good?
It is good.
All right, Paul. So how was your night sleeping here on the edge of the cliff?
It was awesome, actually. Like, it wasn't windy at all. Like, it was an amazing, amazing view. Like, looking out the window into the stars was just epic. Like, the stars last night were completely, completely amazing. This is a really, really great campsite.
got your wheel off the ground. Here we go.
I don't think so. I don't want to. Come on.
I just wonder why he's like.
Okay. Straight.
Do you hear that noise?
Yeah. You locked it. Hard, hard. No, hard. There you go. Okay, straight. Come on, keep coming straight. Straight. Check out this awesome structure we came across out here in the trail. It's not sure who built it or how long it's been here. It's got a little fire pit. I imagine that probably hasn't been used for a bit. There's been a fire ban out here unless somebody's having an illegal fire. But it's pretty cool. Let's go in and check it out. Definitely makes some shade. So is this like survival training someone was doing? What were they doing out here? Hunting shack? Unsure. All right, well, our night under the stars is about complete, and we just got back out here to the main road. We're gonna air up. Great little trail. It surprised us there at the end. We had that one little section, and I ended up, A-track wasn't enough on the Tacoma, and I ended up having to kick the lockers on. The Land Cruiser, A-track was enough, so it made it up. But otherwise, I wouldn't call this a difficult trail. There's a couple of, I'm gonna say the word again, butt clenching spots. You've got a few little like narrow shelf roads. I was kind of asking myself the whole time I'm out here, you know, can we bring the four-wheel camper out here? And I think the answer is probably no. I think some of those spots are just, it'd be really sketchy, as narrow as they were. But we had fun in the rigs we brought, so we might, I don't know, maybe we'll come back out here again sometime. But for now, that's it. Let's air up and let's get back.